Okay, we're live. Let's check around the horn. Jump into Twitter. Looks like I'm live on Twitter. That's cool. Great. I'm going to share this to my posting it. Great. We're doing a ZORA rundown with our boy Brendan Sibeth. This is Professional Podcasting League. We're on to episode 3. This is really going to be a fun episode. Brendan, if you want to just jump in and tell us who you are real quick, and then everyone just get real comfy. Today we're going to be talking about a new platform called ZORA. Brendan is our source matter expert for it, and
just a nice
pretty excited about it. I mean, we got introduced to each other. How we get introduced to each other about a week ago.
I believe you were at a Sundance Film Festival with my buddy Phil. So it's just a great example of a common connection, from one of my best friends coming together. And MJ came highly recommended that we would align on things like ZORA. So happy to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I'm stoked that we're here. And shout out to Phil, Mr. Live Stream from Toronto. It's really cool to see how there's more tools, and the more you connect with other people, the more you realize that there's more value inside the market than you even know exists. Like we're going to be talking about ZORA today, a decentralized asset platform. I think you can sell it a little bit better than that, Brendan. But really cool to see what's available. Let's see if ZORA is even streaming right now. I put in the RMTP over there. Yeah, new ZORA is live. Cool. Let's see if it's actually streaming. No, RMTPs are hard. I'm like super techie, but not really. I really want that to stream over, but if not, today we're gonna just have to be talking about what it is. So
either way, we'll learn something.
Yeah. Well, Brennan, if you wanted to share your screen and pull up ZORA and give us a quick rundown of what it is, what you do on there, how you make money, that's going to be the most value, I think, to everyone today.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before that, I'll give kind of a quick background on myself because I don't do ZORA professionally, if you will.
Not yet.
He does do ZORA professionally. I love to meet you. I don't know. I can actually see how this could be done professionally, but it's a fascinating platform. But just by ways of introduction, my name is Brendan Sibeth from Toronto. I've worked in the financial technology and institutional finance arena, we'll call it, for the past 13 years.
Yeah.
I've done everything from be a financial planner to do back office, complex solution design, and work for a firm called MSCI as of recently. About a year ago, decided to go out on my own. So doing everything from AI workflow automation to learning ZORA to supplement income. And it's quickly ballooned into not only just a personal passion, but it becomes somewhat lucrative. So what I want to show you today is just kind of an overview of the platform, what I think is very interesting. Touch on this thing called a flywheel mechanism. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy in capital recycling. If we want to get
there you go. I like flywheels. Flywheels are great.
Absolutely. And kind of just give you a show around the platform. And MJ, of course, feel free to ask questions. Not sure if you have inbound questions in any of your chats, but throw them my way as they come. Let me share my screen here. I'm just going to go. This is my second time doing this on StreamYard. Great.
It looks like I need to do OBS for ZORA, so that's the next step, is OBS, layering this.
Gotcha. So let me know when you see my screen.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to add it to this stage. Here we go. Everyone should be able to see this now. Yeah.
So what we're on right now is kind of like their ZORA trending home screen. And
Mhm.
you can kind of see different ways of looking at media that individuals are putting out on the platform. The whole impetus behind Zora in the first place is to really put the control and the earnings back in the hands of the creator.
Mhm.
Web2 platforms like YouTube, Instagram. I don't want to say Pinterest because that's kind of a dead platform, but the idea is that you have it hosted, and then your attention really is the product, and based on how much traction or how much attention your your content is generating, you're going to be paid out a percentage of that, determined by the middle party. That could be Meta, that could be Google, et cetera, et cetera. The way this really works is, everything that you put out there, you're in kind of control of, under your own entity, if you will. You, as your profile, are your own token. Every every post you make is its own token. And I'm
Yeah.
going to get into this. I have a nice visual for this. It sounds confusing to any creator
Yeah, right?
just coming onto this for the first time. But to give you an idea of what the content of this website is, or what this ecosystem is,
The
rather,
platform, yeah.
platform in general, you'll have what's trending. You can really get a good understanding of even like current issues in the world, because right now you have this intersection between attention and prediction markets, really, saying that people are putting their capital behind certain ideas and certain thoughts, um, and you can kind of see the outcome of a lot of scenarios due to it. But here's where you can kind of visualize this and see capital flow in real time for for whatever reason.
Mhm.
So what we're looking at here, you can see the top creators on the platform. Jesse Polak, he's the head guy over at Base. This is a Base native
Wow.
tool. And some of these creators are, their creator tokens are valued in the millions of dollars. So this is not by any means a small amount of capital flowing through. We're going to use Jesse's token.
Yeah,
You can even tag Jesse in the rerun of this. I think he's
cool.
the poster child of example of how to utilize all of the features of this platform. This is
Right.
my newer, my newer profile, so didn't have him added, but we're gonna add him there. And
There you go.
hey, we might make a new friend on the way,
Yeah,
right?
right? Shout out Jesse at Base.
Oh yeah, the head honcho. But you can see, like, you make a post, you can really see into what is this post in terms of interest generation or attention generation done.
Yeah.
If I want to get
I love that you can, like, tag it too, like, the money sign tag to it, like, from, like, a builder standpoint, it's super cool to see that oftentimes when you're building like things that are an asset, like a big breakthrough in product or in a game where you're able to level it up. Like in the past, that was just like, some heat in the market, but now you can monetize that or you can turn it into an asset. Like I'm not completely confident on what it how it does it, but it's like the segmentation of like growth inside of product or game or just developing, it seems like it has a lot of value to builders.
You made a great point there. How you're able to kind of tag that in from like the money sign piece. This actually goes a step further, where each and every token that you're launching, whether it be your creator token or the post or the content token that's linked to your creator token, each and every one
Mhm.
of these is a fully launched token. So if you want to bring up, and I'll give you an example, um, let's say we want to go to Deck Screener and you want to bring up a complete chart of,
Oh my gosh, it's on
and
decks. That's
these
so
links are,
crazy.
and each and every post that you post within a second of that being up and running, you have all of this connectivity into Deck Screener, bubble maps.
It's wild.
It goes everywhere. So the crazy part here is this used to take a lot of time if you
A
were
lot of
looking
work. Yeah, the
done.
coding was insane, and you'd have to get the tokenomics all nailed, and they really just streamline all that.
Streamlined it. And then ZORA has a very, very special feature built in as well, where when a token launches, whether that's your creator or the content coin, 50% of your supply is locked and it's doled out to you in even increments over the next 5 years. So what does this solve? Solana pump and dumps on Pump Fund, where you would launch it, you would have liquidity pools created off in Uniswap or where whatever decentralized exchange, automated market maker,
Pancake swap.
if it's BSC, yeah. But basically,
Right.
you choose to add and remove liquidity as needed. So this way, you essentially alleviate this pump and dump scammy nature, which is why ZORA, I think, is really succeeding. And really what helped it take off is they solved the pump and dump problem. Just
they de-risk the volatility of like early stage volatility.
Absolutely. And the cool part about this is that when you can see that this token is paired with, I believe it's going to be the ZORA token itself, which is really bringing me to my next point. So all of these tokens, and we're just going to use Jesse's creator token as an example.
He's the use case for sure.
Yeah. So you can see 24-hour volume, $38 million of volume has gone through this token in total since its launch. And every time that this token is traded, the creator, i.e. Jesse or me in my case, is getting 1% of that trading volume. So, you can see like creator earnings all time on this particular token itself is like
3.8 million. What is 1%, right? That's crazy.
And then every time that this post is traded with even your own, I guess, creator content coins itself, you're making some serious money, or you can, if there is kind of a lot of interest around it. Where this all kind of can be visualized is in this chart, or in this we'll call it a diagram.
Yeah.
Call it a diagram. This is the flywheel that I've been talking about, and really this is the secret sauce as to not just how this can evolve, how this can thrive rather as a social media tool, as a creator content hub tool, but really as a business model. This is my theory, but this is where I think this all goes. So we have ZORA, the ZORA token itself, call that the hub of the ecosystem. You're going to need ZORA token to essentially operate in this, which is all based on ETH at the end of the day. So there's a lot of this might be a little too technical, so tell me if I'm going.
No, you're fine. I think we're talking about Ethereum, right? And it all rolls up to Ethereum, and ZORA rolls up to that
too. But we'll get to that. So ZORA, the token itself, is essentially embodies all of the creator coins and all the content coins all at once on the platform. So as the platform grows, you're going to see that market capitalization be growing of the ZORA token itself. I've been, in ZORA not in ZORA, but I've been on the platform for about 9 months now. And I've seen this, drastically progress, even just go from an experimental token on Coinbase to now one of the top traded tokens. The fact that this is backed by Base Ventures and A16Z, or Z as you say in the States. Or should be enough kind of give it enough credibility for folks to, not even in the social media world, to start looking into this.
Right.
Attention effectively is monetized with this strategy, because every time that your posts are traded, your creator coin is also getting a piece of the pie through that 1%, I guess, fee, which you will, gain, and it all just flows back to ZORA. This is a good visualization, but the idea here is to keep the flow of capital within the ecosystem, and that's the most efficient way to operate. And you can say this for any, I guess, ecosystem. What this really reminds me of, or not reminds me, but where I think this could be going in terms of a business model, would be think about like incubators or venture capital incubators. So
Right.
if each one of these creator tokens were, individual businesses, and
Right.
you as the big LP would have essentially a slice of that, and each one of the, even projects or departments or even funds, or products a one of these businesses were running would be represented by the posts. You can kind of see how the ecosystem slash sharing flywheel economy could be seen to benefit.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's where Professional Podcasting League and PPL and you and ZORA combine really and converge there. We see it as a way that we can segment our stories and our growth and absolutely, take those as checkpoints, those posts, but they become investable properties, right?
That's correct. And they're infinitely tradable with anything else on the platform, let alone anything else within the digital asset ecosystem. A really important point is a lot of these, all of this kind of flywheel mechanics have been
Hmm.
integrated into the base platform or the base app. And the base app is, probably one of the fastest growing, crypto or digital asset onboarding tools for retail out there right now. It's a huge gateway. Another huge thing that's going to be coming out of this, that will be, helped by the Zora platform, are all these mini apps, and that's a whole different ball game itself. Maybe something for a different podcast, but the whole
Right.
mini app ecosystem is able to interact directly with these tokens as well, given the fact that everything is on ETH, everything is now on the L2 that is base, so it's fast, it's efficient. Um, and the whole ethos of trade anything is really, it was really kind of born on Zora, from what I can
Mhm.
see anyway. That's how I was introduced to it.
Yeah. Well, like, and show us around. Like, I've seen that USRX. You bought into that one. Like, um, I think it's just it's really like it's really cool to see that like logos and assets, as far as like business assets go, like they can start generating value in a way earlier stage, than traditional and institutional has offered in the past. And now your go to market is almost like asset first, and your content first, so that you can build a story and build a community, and have a community that participates way earlier in the funnel than what has been traditionally offered.
You're getting an immediate positive feedback loop, like right from the get go, with real dollars being able to vote on essentially, is this a go or is it not? Even as
Right.
something as simple as like a logo design for a business, or you're able to test the waters with real capital immediately. I want to say for free, but there's ETH gas that you got to pay, but it's marginal.
Right.
It's
Yeah, it's ETH gas and trading.
yeah,
But
it's pretty good.
as far as like intellectual property goes, it's just another platform where you can stake your value.
Yeah, exactly. And you are essentially the owner of that content. It's not as if you're taking out like an equity stake or a loan on these, we'll call them assets. But you're essentially tokenizing and quantifying attention, and
Yes.
you're able to like, there's premiums that you would pay even for we'll call it the vector of interest, so the rate of change of that interest in something. Just yesterday there were these messages saying, oh, there's unusually high gas fees, and that's just because I believe that the platform's getting considerable traction. Just even looking at this random thing, universal X money, as an example, whoever put this picture out there, they don't necessarily own, like, they could have made it, but there's no trademarks. There's no like, issue in that
Right.
regard. And I don't own any of this. This is not like if I buy, say, I have $13 worth of this thing right now. I'm buying it because line goes up and to the right. Let's be very clear. This is not a yield generating asset that is going to, revolutionize the hearing aid industry. Just a random analogy. But the idea is that this is really, it's the very beginning of being able to quantify, put a value on attention. So call it a big science experiment at the end of the day, but I think this is going to be a very important concept to grasp in all businesses going forward.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how we're leaning into it and how I'd like to lean into it more. I mean, if I would have figured out the live stream today, we'll figure it out for the next one.
Mhm.
But, we're streaming on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on X, and then having Zora as, the repository and the data archive essentially for our narrative, where it can become a ledger for us, and really being intentional about Zora. I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's almost critical with Zora is being intentional with your creatorship, and how you choose to segment it, and then the community aspect of it, I think, is so cool, like in a decentralized way, to be able to allow participation in a community, at early stages, where they can track, they can be a part of it, but the attention and the heat of growth, it seems just much more scalable rather than like oftentimes attention can be,
Fragmented.
yeah, fragmented, and it just washes away, like the waves, they'll just wash in and wash out. Whereas with Zora, I feel like once again, you can stake it and start building a ledger, intentionally as a creator.
Absolutely. There's there's a couple interesting profiles out there. I'd love to kind of run you through based on
Yeah, go ahead.
you know you as a creator, you as potentially bringing on into, let's say, MJ, you want to run an agency or something of that nature, and you want to bring a lot of the creators into your agency. There's actually a number of these type businesses already up and running on the platform. I want to
Mhm.
bring your attention to one called Propaganda. That these guys are like OGs.
Awesome. Love
And
propaganda.
oh, don't we all? It's got
Yeah.
to be really good propaganda.
Propagating is what we do these days, right?
Exactly. So I'm trying to find them here, but what they essentially do, that every post is an app. So every post rep is an app, and that's the kind of, and somebody from Propaganda can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just what's even on their profile, where each and every post is essentially an app that you can go find the link, click into, and that app's kind of revenue is tied back to that post, and then you're obviously sharing in the revenue share when people are buying in that 1%. There it is.
So everything can be like expanded.
Correct. So every post is an app, and let's say I want to go look at Piggy Bank. The
Yeah.
app. I have no idea what this is, by the way.
Yeah, let's go. This is cool.
So let's go down the rabbit hole to just see
Let's
how
go down the Zora piggy bank propaganda rabbit hole.
exactly. So we have, Piggy Bank here. I'm trying to find some details on it. Got this on base. Maybe I got to go to like Deck Screener.
It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to find a link here. Maybe this is like pre-comment days. Let's see if I can go to like Deck Screener on this.
Yeah, and then
I
they've
would
got a
love
link
somebody-
somewhere.
I'd love somebody from Propaganda to put their hand up right now and say, "Oh, like we really
Right.
cool thing."
Yeah, we always can add to these streams later. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the benefit of
Maybe this one
working
isn't
live.
trading. Maybe this one isn't trading anymore. This is a rather old post. These guys just came to mind because I thought it was interesting, like the ethos of what they're doing.
Yeah,
So,
we got to prove their concept too.
yeah, exactly. The I did speak to a gentleman from another one of these OG players called Docker. Now, these guys are kind of like the original, call it like an ETF of all of these creators, or a fund of all these creators. And I spoke to Ibu, a couple. He's their CEO and co-founder, but yeah, basically they buy a myriad of these creators, and they hold them as if they're like holding the S&P constituents of the
Okay.
S&P 500. Same idea.
Okay. Treat it like a mutual.
Like a mutual fund, exactly. Where so you can see what posts that they own, and you can do this on any profile, by the way.
That's
Everything
cool.
is completely open and transparent, especially, and even in real time, you can see what people are buying and selling. If you hit this lightning bolt, my internet connection is looking a
You're
little slow.
fine.
But you can see, like, this was purchased a month ago. Doctor sold piggy bank a month ago, et cetera, et cetera. But you can then see like what creators each and every one of these, profiles hold. So it's
Yeah.
this definition of open source transparency, all in real time.
Yeah. I love that they're taking their the user experience is definitely borrowing from things like Instagram.
Yeah.
But I love that it's the decentralized version of it, and it's almost like we're getting a view into the future with it, right? It's still so new and fresh. Like, how long has this been around, Zora?
And so I got into it about 8 months ago, but I think this launched in like late 2024, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken. But it's
pretty
probably been
fresh.
around longer. But there's been actually, it might even say at the bottom. Yeah, this is the Instagram vibe. You can see right here. Oh,
Yeah,
but
that's
I don't
that's
know if you're familiar with Nick Shirley. This is a great story.
okay.
So Nick Shirley, gentleman who he did kind of like an expose in Minnesota about daycare fraud. Now,
Yeah,
he was the very first, I would say, I guess, super viral sensation on Zora. So, outside of like maybe Jesse and some of the larger accounts from the olden days, which we'll call even like half a year ago. This stuff moves so fast.
2024 alphas.
Yeah, for real. So if you go to like Nick Shirley, this profile, yeah, it's at 517K right now, but I believe this went up to like $13 million at one point. So
Wow.
he probably has some of the highest volume going through this account. If we go back to here, you're saying like, yeah, 11.89 million bucks has total volume gone, 49 million bucks through this account. And so there's a serious, use case for attention, the tokenization of attention, and
Yeah.
understanding, the voting mechanism, and hype tracking, if you will, around anything a creator does. I guarantee you, he made much more money doing this in one video than he had in his entire YouTube career. So it's not as if you're selling a crypto to somebody. So it
You're
alleviates,
not.
from a creator perspective, it alleviates that whole, what was it, the Hawk Tuah girl saga, where, oh, she like rug pulled us. She didn't know what the heck is going on. Like, I don't know,
Right.
but you can tell it's like, well, I don't know. These guys set up a crypto for me, and then like,
Blame the crypto agency that she brought on, right?
yeah, exactly. So this alleviates all of that, and it potentially won't tarnish your reputation, because it takes a specific, skill level of user to navigate the platform, especially like, six,
Yeah.
7 months ago. You do have to have some want to learn like what this is.
Right.
It's not necessarily going to be, catered to at your fingertips. If Instagram today, or Meta today, were to revamp the old Libra project, that split off into like
Oh yeah, I
60
remember Libra. Yeah.
like that would be an absolute frenzy nightmare. Like, it's like,
Totally.
what do you mean? So I can't just post a picture on the internet and make millions of dollars? Like, this is crap. I quit. Like, so it's and sorry to like say
No,
that.
you're good. This
But
is the show with Brendan.
yeah, exactly. But the idea here is like, the folks that I've even tried to get on this platform, the expectations are very, I want to do nothing. I want to get paid. Here's a picture. Everyone love me. And it doesn't work like that. It's not supposed to work like that.
Right.
Good content is going to be found regardless of, who posts it. I'm a firm believer in that.
Right.
And this is
Right.
a really good way to essentially become a voting mechanism on
Yeah.
is good content, what will be sustaining. Another really cool feature is the gating process in
Okay.
which you can reach out to people. So Drake is not on this platform, but I'm a Toronto boy, so I'm going to use Drake. Shout out Drake if you're listening.
Yeah.
If
He just got his after party McDonald's meal out, so
yeah, man, like I'm all over that. Like, no,
might as well put that on Zora,
you want to do that right now? We can launch a coin right now with that.
Yeah.
That would be really
I got 5 minutes. You should do it, and we can reshare it. But
We're
that's, I
gonna do
think,
that. We're gonna do that on a future episode. It actually takes like 3 minutes to do, but my point
yeah,
is, if you are a large celebrity, and I could go on Drake's Instagram page and DM him, is he ever gonna see that? Absolutely not. I don't even know if he manages his own Instagram.
yeah,
Let's say
right.
I want to go, DM Nick, or I want to DM Jesse. I go to message. Now I have to own 1,000,000 tokens of Nick Shirley coin in order to DM him. Therefore, I have to be invested in this person's
It's
career.
great.
So
This is really handling a lot of the gating process, is what you're mentioning, right?
Exactly. So we got
Yeah.
a Donald Trump thing, but the point is, like, the content matters. You should,
Yeah.
if you want to contact somebody, you should genuinely be a fan. I don't want to hear about, how I'm gonna, sell this to somebody and sell this. Like, you get too many spam emails as it is in a personal inbox. This kind of method of investment or contact through investment, should be kind of a standard across all
Like
social media.
staked attention that earns your voice.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about from like professional podcasting league standpoint, where it's like, we can set standards and say, if you're not staked in our Zora token for PPL, then you're not on the platform,
Fair.
right? Where it's like, well, you have to invest into the platform of how we distribute and how we get attention and how we monetize together. It's part of the infrastructure at this point.
Absolutely. And if you're not in it to win it with us, you're just here to kind of shill some message.
Right.
And, like, there has to be value provided. And like what crypto's kind of turned into, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, but like,
yeah, you're good. Here, I'll put it back.
What crypto has kind of turned into over the last little while, and people can say like, oh, Bitcoin's been hijacked by Wall Street, with all the crazy derivatives that are floating around it, making the price do whatever. Who cares about the price? The price is completely irrelevant. This is my opinion. But it's really about, like, how do you know who's really interested in your project and who's just really trying to sell you some crap. We all know that we're in the age of essentially software on demand. I think of something, I go into Cloud Opus 4.6. I
build anything.
Software is on demand, but you're not really going to need to, have that extra shill of somebody that just spun up a piece of, oh, we can get you all these followers, or here's the new
Right.
Kaka token, get rich right now. Nobody's going to want to do that. So your attention is going to become far more valuable than the dollars people are willing to throw at it. And the only way to value it are to, start using quantified attention, systems like this, so we can kind of,
Totally.
start building out those models. That's
Well,
my
this is-
analogy. I just made it up on the spot.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. This has been a lot of fun. Brendan, this is an awesome platform. I like Zora a lot. We'll have to do a quick podcast right after this, in the next couple days, and Let's make some assets on Zora live.
OVO thing.
Yeah, yeah, the OVO thing would be fun. Let's do that, and we can show how to build these assets, put them on the platform. And I also want to live stream on Zora. Was the goal for today, but we'll at least we were able to showcase what it is, the value of it, why founders and creators, podcasters should take Zora very seriously, because of the distribution of attention and how it can be monetized more naturally and organically and almost and more intentionally, so that people won't have to worry about their. I think the attention economy has done more harm than good, for a lot of creators.
Yeah. Well, the whole idea, yeah, you're right. Well, maybe in a way, the attention spans are lower. The information intake is higher. So are we just kind of condensing information and learning at breakneck paces, or are we frying our brains? I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
At this point.
Right. Well, fantastic. It's been awesome getting to know you and Zora today, and everybody that's tuned into this now or will be watching this later. Brendan will be a familiar familiar face in the space. We'll be bringing him around more often. We need experts like him. He's on the primitive outlier track of investing, and really thankful that you were able to introduce us to this resource, and excited to see what we get to working on together.
Same here, MJ. Same here. Thanks for your time, man. Really enjoyed.
All right, man. Well, hey, dude. Thanks for holding it down in the 6 for us, bro.
It's getting warmer here. You're gonna have to come up soon. So
let's do it. I love Toronto.
Cheers, brother.
Okay, later, man. See ya.